The gospel text of today begins when Jesus invites Philip to follow him. Immediately does Philip hear the call when he decides to go after Jesus. However, it is not enough for Philip that he must follow the Lord. He wants to invite others as well. And so as soon as Philip finds Nathanael, he invites him to follow Jesus, or at least to come and encounter Jesus. There are three qualities about Nathanael that we must note, which come out very beautifully in the text of today. And the first is, Nathanael knows his scriptures. When Philip tells him that the one whom he found is Jesus from Nazareth, Nathanael is aware that nothing good can come from Nazareth, and the scriptures say as much. So Nathanael knows his scriptures. The second quality of Nathanael is that he is a straightforward person. He does not mince words and is unafraid to state his opinion. And that's why when Philip tells him that it is Jesus from Nazareth, Nathanael says to him in so many words that nothing good can come from Nazareth, or in other words, there is no need for Nathanael to come and meet this Jesus who is from Nazareth. However, despite knowing his scriptures, despite being able to speak straightforwardly about them, Nathanael is also open. And this openness is recognized by Jesus, because the moment Jesus sees him, he uses about him a title, and he calls him a person without guile. In this context, without guile must be interpreted as without having any underhand motive, but also must be interpreted as someone who is open and receptive. And this openness and receptivity is shown by Nathanael in his response to Jesus. When he asked Jesus, Rabbi, and this is how he begins by addressing Jesus as Rabbi, how did you know me? Jesus gives him also a straightforward answer, because he recognizes Nathanael as a straightforward person. And he says to him that before Philip came to see him, he found him under the fig tree. Nathanael recognizes this as not only the sight of Jesus, but also the insight. And he responds by addressing Jesus now as Son of God and as King of Israel. There is no need now for Philip to explain to him who Jesus is. Now, Nathanael has found the Messiah. Jesus responds not with appreciation for Nathanael's insight, but he responds by taking Nathanael, as he always does with people, to a higher level. He says to Nathanael that this is only the beginning of the revelation that Jesus is making. If Nathanael continues to remain open, he will experience even greater things. And by means of a double amen, Jesus points Nathanael and us to the fact that he will be the bridge between heaven and earth. He will be that place and that person in whom the earthly and divine encounter take place. He, as Son of Man, will make God known. And his revelation of God will be of a God of unconditional and eternal love. Skepticism and cynicism are common among many of us today. While this is not a problem in itself, what causes the problem is when we have a closed attitude. We might be very knowledgeable, like Nathaniel was. We might even state straightforwardly our opinions, like Nathaniel did. However, if we are to encounter God, if we are to encounter reality, if we are to encounter newness, then, like Nathaniel, we also must be open. In a world in which we refuse to believe unless we first see, Jesus seems to be saying to us, like he said to Nathaniel, first believe and then you will see. Will you have the courage to first believe in order that you might see? Are your skepticism and cynicism coming in the way of your seeing? If they are, what will you do about them today?